Good evening, everyone, and welcome along to another RWA Productions podcast. And tonight we are joined by Lewis York.
Hello.
We are joined by Jack Lincoln also.
Hello.
And we are also joined by Paul Wilson, Carol Wilson's brother. So say hello to Paul.
I'm going to get you back, Brad. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Paul. I'll be nice to you now.
For a change.
For once.
Right, so we're going to talk about the Luton game for about half an hour and about the 15 minutes for about the Burnley game. Get predictions in. Burnley don't play until next week, so what we're going to do is we'll just talk about the Luton game for a solid 45 minutes, so it'll be nice. Right, so Saturday afternoon, it finished Sunderland 1, Luton Town 1. Goals by Doughty and Ahmad has a penalty. Apparently, people thought it wasn't a penalty, but from where I was looking, it was a penalty. So, Luton fans, when he comes on, he'll be having his say, probably on it. So, Paul.
Yeah, because Tyler was actually at the game.
Yes, he was at the game. Paul, what do you think on Saturday's game? What did you think?
Well, actually, I got the score prediction correct.
Yes, you did.
Straight up here.
You should have put a bet on for it.
No, Lewis, I wouldn't put a bet on Sunderland. I've learned that. I don't put bets on anyway, but a lot of friends of mine tell us never put bets on Sunderland. You'll lose, you'll win. But with the performance, actually, I was okay with. Did I think that was a penalty? I've looked back. At first, I thought it wasn't going to be given because the referee actually didn't give the penalty. It was actually the linesman that gave it because the linesman actually spoke to the referee. And the linesman pointed straight away. He said to the referee, "That's a penalty." So the officials think that's a penalty. I'm gonna have to agree with the officials.
Of course,
if they say it's a penalty, it's a penalty.
Obviously, we've moved up the table from 12th to 11th. Obviously, we've moved up by a sneak of the punch there, but I'll say that. What's your thoughts on, obviously, moving up the table, Paul? Does that give us a bit of glimmer of hope for staying up in the league a bit higher than we're expecting?
I actually thought you were going to say we're going to get into the playoffs. I was like, no, Brad, don't go down that way.
No, we're not going to the playoffs. We're not hitting playoffs. Like it or not.
But no, I'm pleased we've climbed up the table a little bit, but see what happens in the next game against Burnley.
Yeah, before we go to Jack Sports, we've got Hannah on the chat saying, "Tyler, you look fit." Just joking says closest corner, and that'll be Hannah again. Liam Keatley says hi. Hi Liam, you alright?
Liam.
We've also got Jamie Gibbons saying hi Liam. So, Jack, what was your thoughts on Saturday's game? Because you sit next to the corner flag, don't you?
Yeah, but I was in the northwest corner, so I had technically a good view for the penalty. My view was, no, that wasn't. There was a blatant dive.
Apparently, what people were saying, apparently it's been the softest penalty given in football.
It didn't. There was not enough contact for the yellow should have went down there. But the whole game in general, just both teams were solid defensively. We couldn't break each other down. And it ended up just a game that with not many chances created for both teams. They got lucky with their first goal. We got lucky with our goal because it ended 0-0. Who was going that route before they scored?
Yeah, very surprisingly. Liam Case says, "I thought the ref was crap all game." Well, except from the penalty decision.
Like, to be fair, aren't referees always crap against the North East teams in general?
I agree there, like. So, Lewis York, obviously...
Yeah. I'm not a Sun supporter.
You would have watched the highlights all, Lewis.
I haven't seen them because I was busy covering. I was watching Formula 1 and was at the
I
game.
am on this time.
Hi.
Hiya.
I was at the Gateshead game and I was keeping an eye on the Sun's score as well. But I see it was one of these. Obviously, a point's brilliant for Sunderland, and that helps them keep up and keep them higher up.
Yeah.
More money for the pot for next season.
Of course.
But obviously, you see some strange stations in football. One of the strangest I've seen was at the Gates game on Saturday. Was the Gates were having a shot, the referee got in the way, then called whatever the team they were playing against, ran up halfway up the pitch. Referee blew for a free kick to Gateshead because the referee got in the way of the shot.
I've seen that highlight actually.
They seem everybody's going, what the hell's going on? Nobody knew what was going on, even in the stadium.
Where's Tyler?
He's
just waiting for it.
So he'll be on about 7:15 because he's alive still. So yeah. Harry, Bradley, Paul, Lewis, and Jack. Where's Acacia's thing like? Do you have a romance here? Liam Keatley says Pato had a howler for the goal. Exactly, had a bit of a howler for the goal.
But I will have to go when my mum shouts me for tea though.
No worries, Acacia. Just to let you know, we will be back on about 9:30, just for a bit of fun. So if you want to come and join us, you're more than welcome to.
It depends if it depends if Jacob wants me on tonight.
No worries, because obviously Paul, me, and Lewis are going to come back on and Jack. So we're going to come on and have a bit of talk. Mo Leicester says predictions for the FA Cup semis.
I want to give my early prediction. Who you've got Man City?
Yeah, we've got Man City.
They're going to run riot 4-0. They're going to run riot against just 4-0 City.
I'm going to go higher. Sorry,
They're going to run riot. I'm sorry.
Look at Acacia. Look at Acacia.
If you're betraying Paul, me and you.
For the semi-finals, like Sheffield against City, I'm going to go 9-0 City.
Jesus.
Because Haaland, my God,
Haaland is going to rip Sheffield United defence in half.
He's going to score 7 goals.
Come on, Paul.
Paul, come on, your score prediction now, how are you?
Do not betray me, I swear to God.
It's going to be Chucky. That's all.
So let's go.
2-2. Take it as a replay.
No, it's no replay.
No replay. Is that Wembley now?
Wembley.
It's only penalties, that's it.
So we've got the pens.
It actually goes to extra time, then pounds.
Sheffield United is going to win on penalties.
Yes! Thank you!
Right. My score prediction. Do you want my score prediction?
Go on.
My score prediction will actually... I'm actually going to say 2-1 to Sheffield United.
I'm saying 5-4 to Blades.
5-4 to Blades.
5-4 because Haaland's going to have to.
Liam's just put in the chart.
Sander, Billy Sharp, Ollie McBurney, Njai, and then McBurney gets another one.
McBurney and Njai for me, and probably Kevin De Bruyne.
Because obviously, our players, James McAtee and Tommy, can't play against Man City because they're on loan. So
I'm going Haaland to score a hat-trick. And then I am going to go with Phil Foden.
I'm going to go for, obviously, Phil Foden, De Bruyne, Haaland, Mahrez, and then Haaland to get the one.
In case you really think you're going to score 5 goals past Edison, Laporte, Stones.
Well, John Stones can play against his hometown because he's from Sheffield. Well,
he can play and he probably will play.
Because
Man City in the final?
Yeah, Man City, Man United final.
Because John Stones will be like, I can play against my rivals because obviously he's from Barnsley up the road, so he'll score against his rivals.
Yeah, I just looked up if this goes straight to penalties in the semi-finals. No, it goes to extra time, then penalties.
It'll go extra time, then penalties. 'Cause if
Mhm.
it ends like 0-0, it'll go to extra time. Then if they don't score again, it'll go to another half time and then extra time again and then
Yeah.
penalties.
Yeah. Before we move on, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's free to do so. Send me a friend's request on Facebook as well if you want
Sure.
to.
Lauren, Haaland,
do
hat-trick and
not
John
be
Stone
saying
headers.
Haaland, hat-trick and John Stone's header. Do not be saying that, Lauren. Because you
Talk about
betray me.
I was going to say before we move on,
Go on.
how many match bans do you think Mitrovic deserves after yesterday?
Yeah, about
Wait till
5.
the referee.
4.
He's going to get a lengthy ban. He's going to get. I think he's like one of the people who's in charge of who looks at the Premier League and the referees and that.
Oh,
Who's
no.
in charge of he said minimum he should get 185 day game ban. 185 game ban.
Did you see what he done to the referee, Brad?
He pushed the
actually
referee
pushed him.
and he was in his face, probably effing and blinding as well, because that's 2 incidents he did.
It was the referee we had against Rotherham.
No, it was at QPR way.
Was it?
Yeah,
I've got a feeling Meat will only get his 3-match ban. I've got a
He
feeling.
could be
Well,
4
you
game
won't
ban.
get a 3-match ban. The Premier League are looking into it. It's the FA and the Premier League are going to work together for it.
So,
because when it was Chris Kavanagh, I looked on Google at my grand yesterday. I was like, oh my god, it was him against QPR when we had QPR away from home.
right, anyway, let's move on. So, Sunderland squad, right. What developments do we need to work on?
Well, strikers, obviously.
Like, for the summer window, like, what development do we need to work on? You said strikers, definitely we need to work on strikers a lot, to be honest.
I will bring a keeper in, 2 strikers, and probably 1 extra winger for the left-hand side.
Or a striker and a winger, says Jack. Paul, what do you think we'll need?
I actually think we'll bring another midfielder in.
Right?
I've got a
Evans.
feeling we bring another midfielder, and I think Barber will go out on loan next season.
I think we'll just
Barber
bring one
will
in just
alone?
in case Evans gets injured.
Yeah. Well, the
He's
thing is, what we're trying. Well, who was trying to sign is we're trying to sign Blackburn Rovers midfielder, Bradley Jack, apparently.
Good luck with that.
That's rumours.
There's
Quite a few
rumours
people say-
potentially we could get him on a free as well, potentially. His contract's running out.
It all depends. If you do sign Bradley Jack, it all depends if Blackburn do get promoted to the Premier League.
I'm sorry, but they're not, because obviously us Blades are getting automatic promotion, so Blackburn are not going to get promoted this season.
Thing is as well,
Yeah.
Brad, with
They are
that,
the might just do it the playoffs.
it depends if we've got Tony Mowbray as well, because if Mowbray's not here, Bradley Jack won't come to Sunderland.
Yeah, obviously we'll have Toby Mowbray here as well. Yeah.
I don't want him here next season. It's going to fucking be likely.
It's going to be likely
Oh,
next
Craig.
season.
You see what Craig Jeff just put in the chat?
I think you need all new players. Well,
Really?
yeah.
I think you need a new name. Change your name from Craig Jeff to Mike Jeff. Fucking there you go.
What's Craig put in?
In one way, we do need some new players. Quite a lot of new players, to be honest. I think we need to get this to a championship level squad.
This is a good question. With Bailey Wright coming back on loan from Rotherham, do we let Bailey Wright go on it permanently, or do we keep him for next season?
No,
To be honest,
I think we'll loan him out. Well, I think we'll loan him out. Like he's not been getting game time for Rotherham either, because he's been on their bench all the season since we've loaned him out to Rotherham, and he wasn't playing last week apparently because he was getting probably rested, but he was never on. So something's gone off then. So either way, he'll probably come back to Sunderland, but if he doesn't, then we'll probably loan him out, probably to Plymouth if they get promoted. So
right, everyone. Can we all just give a clap to our second appearance, Tiger Barber, everyone from Luton? T-Boys TV. There you go, T-Boys. So, But Tyler, what did you think about the performance on Saturday, mate? What was your performance of it?
I thought we was good in the first half. I thought the way we were passing the ball around, you've seen it a lot under Rob Edwards, been a lot better compared to Nathan Jones in the sense where, he liked to play the long ball. Sometimes us as fans are getting frustrated with it. I felt it was decent. You could see the fatigue was there. Obviously, from playing on that Wednesday, then travelling up, you could see it was there in senses, especially players like Elijah in the first half. The amount of times he kept giving the ball away. It was quite frustrating at times. You saw as well when players come on, like Jordan Clark, for example, who's been exceptional for us. You could see that he wasn't there as well. You couldn't see that he was match fit. He just wasn't. So it's a blessing in disguise in the sense where we've got this international break, because then players can be prepared for the next game, which is obviously massive for us, obviously the derby. So yeah, I thought it was okay. I thought it was okay overall. I'll definitely take the point. I said going into it, I'll take the point. I thought this would be the time we'd finally go there and win. Given the amount of records we've broke this season, obviously form was a little bit iffy, whereas we've been unbeaten since that Burnley game. And to be honest, we shouldn't have even lost that. Deserved to get a draw, I'd say, out of that. Even though Burnley won, I saw a lot of their fans saying, that was probably one of the toughest games they've had this season. And they didn't even they got the 3 points. So I think that tells you a lot. So yeah, overall, I was happy with the point. Obviously, controversy. I weren't even annoyed at you lot. It's just the referee. I just don't get why he's thrown in the magnitude of that game. I don't care if he's managed refereed a lot of games in for you guys last season. If to me, it just feels like they picked him because he's nearby. This is a championship. It's completely different to League One. I don't understand why he's officiating a game like that. I felt the pressure got to him because originally he said no, and then he said yeah on the penalty. It's just bizarre.
Yeah,
like, are you saying like that? It's like obviously Bradley's mate from school. Obviously, I support the team up the road from Sunderland. I support Newcastle. I'm just like, come on, I'll help Bradley in that. But it's like the same. It's like the same. Like the referees don't like refereeing Northeast teams. They don't like it because the fan base for both teams is huge in that. And they go like, is this a penalty? Is this not? Like, they say, thank God you don't have VAR in the championship. That it still drives me around the bend when we get a decision. Like the other night, obviously, sorry, I'm going on Newcastle here, Bradley. But like, it was like Friday night. Mm-hmm. How the hell was Elliot Anderson's goal offside?
Because his foot was literally on the offside bit.
But the stupid thing is, VAR didn't draw the lines. That everything that's raising questions. Surely the referee gave the goal. But that's the thing. It's like we had a couple of decisions go against us. Even Sunderland, probably a lot of teams have been given wrong decisions, and they have to look into it because it's getting ridiculous. If you look from pretty much the top 6 teams, like in the Premier League, all the way down to the Championship, all the rest of the teams don't get anything.
Exactly. Anyway, let's move on a bit now.
Sorry for your answer there.
Anyway, Tyler, where do you think you'll finish in the championship? Do you think you'll finish in the playoffs for definite, or?
Yeah, I think you got a very good chance of staying in there. I believe we will. I did actually say at the start of the season we'll finish 4th, and obviously, it's looking like where we probably will be. I would say. I'd say maybe the highest we could get is 3rd. The second, I think is looking unlikely. There's a chance, but I just don't think it will happen. I think if it'll be anyone that's not Sheffield United, I do think it will be Middlesbrough. I don't think it will be us, to be honest. So yeah, I definitely think we still will. Obviously, I said from these 3 games we had from you guys up until Millwall is massive game for us. Yours being away. Obviously, Watford's a derby, and Millwall again. It is sort of a derby, and it is away as well. Another team obviously fighting for the playoffs. So yeah, these 3 games, if we can get past these, obviously the next 2, with not losing, then yeah, I'd say we got a very good chance. But even if we don't get the greatest results, say we lost 1 and then the other one, I still think we'll get them, to be honest. So yeah.
Yeah.
Can I just quickly ask Tyler's question? I know it's not someone related, but were you down at Sheffield United for the away game, Tyler?
No, I didn't quite manage to go to that. I did obviously watch it, but I didn't quite. No, unfortunately not.
But what did you think of that game then?
I thought we were just really good. We just applied the pressure on you guys very early on, and we didn't show no fear. I don't feel. The goal was a very good team goal, and yeah, we just really really impressive. Going into that, I actually thought we'd lose that game, and to be honest, it's rare that I actually predict us to lose. I just thought, I think the game we had against you lot last season where we were just, we got the red card and it just didn't help. You felt it was going to be one of them days. So you lot is a bit of pressure, will you end up getting that second? So I thought you guys would do it, but we were just really impressive. We just put the pressure on and yeah, I think throughout the game we deserved to get the result, to be honest.
Yeah, because I was just like the other day when I watched it, I was like, how did West Foderingham not save that from Colton Morris when he scored that goal? I was like, how the hell's that gone in? But yeah.
Anyways, as well, Tyler, why do you think Sunderland will finish in the Championship?
It's an interesting one. It's an interesting one with you guys. I think overall, wherever it is, because I definitely think it'll still be a top half. I definitely think that. I think if you look at it like that, then it's still a very good season for you guys. Considering it is your first season back up for a while. I don't know with you guys. I don't know where you lot will finish, to be honest. I think you might. I don't know exact position, but I think you might just finish outside the playoffs.
Oh, nice. That's a really good shot, to be honest.
I'll take that.
I think we would just miss out on playoffs, but I think the playoff final would be Luton Town against Blackburn.
I don't. Well, it depends what Blackburn do. Cause when I was watching the match yesterday against us Blades, they were like brilliant-ish in the first half. But yeah, depends what they do in their next game against Norwich when they've got them.
Right. What will we talk about?
What do you think of Tony Mowbray, Tyler?
What do I think of him? He's a manager I don't really like, to be honest. There's a few like that. I don't know. I feel if you guys want to progress even more, I just don't feel he's the right fit either, to be honest. I just feel he's one of these old style dinosaur managers. I just don't know. I don't know. I think he's done well, give him, obviously the turnaround you have in that sense. But I just think going forward, I don't think he's quite the answer, to be honest.
Well, quite a few people like Paul and me and Jack next season want Nathan Jones in Tyler, your ex-manager. How well?
Telling the lads about Nathan Jones, I kept telling him no.
Yeah. Nathan Jones. Do you think he'll do a good job? You think he could do a good job?
It's an interesting one because I'm surprised you want him, to be fair. Like I think he's decent. Obviously, he says he's best manager. You're a redhead there, but it's just one of them where is he going to get respected? That's the thing, because when he's went to Stoke, the players just didn't respect him. It's as simple as that. And then you look at Southampton, he didn't really get given a chance, did he? Because as soon as he come in, everyone was already on him, the fans. I remember going on a Southampton fans podcast, and they were saying, is he the guy people already on his back, and it's all whether there's going to be that chance to give him that chance, if you get what I mean, in my opinion. Because if not, then probably not. But if you're willing to give him that chance, then yeah, I think he could turn out still all right. Because I don't think. Obviously, I don't blame him for making that move to Southampton. A lot of Luton fans call him a snake, and I don't really understand that, because at the end of the day, they're a Premier League club. Yeah, maybe not for much longer, but they're in the Premier League as it stands. He has family that were Southampton fans as well. So, he's going to want to try and do something there. But I just feel it's a bit of a step for him. I feel Championship he'll do well. So yeah, and I heard, I don't really know what's happened with it now, but I heard he was linked with Oxford. I don't really know what's going on with that now. So it's all interesting.
Isn't Oxford getting Liam Manning?
Potentially, yeah, potentially. I don't really follow the lower leagues. I just heard about it. So
I know Defoe's had a late interest in the job.
Yeah.
He would.
Right, just a quick one before we all go off. I'm going to get them from both sides. Obviously, we've got injured Ross Stewart out for our team. We've got Corey Evans out.
Embleton.
Embleton out. Who else have we got out? Embleton.
Yeah, I mean, you might want to count Sergan.
Might as well count Sergan, yeah.
Sergan.
So Embleton, well, the main ones, Embleton, Evans, and Stewart. Even though Evans has signed his contract, next season, would you sign Stewart and what do you call him down to a contract?
Embleton, get Stewart down to a contract. Get Embleton tied down. They're not bad players, are they?
I'd definitely sign. I would definitely do it.
Definitely do Ross Stewart next season.
And Embo.
Acacia, what do you think? Embo, Ross Stewart? Do you think we should sign them?
Well, I think we need to get Ross Stewart a new contract, obviously. But Embo, I'm not really sure. It depends when he's back from injury, though.
Late April, apparently, is his latest.
Yeah, apparently he's going to play April time for a season, about a month or so, he says. So
Alright, so that should be alright then, but...
So he should be playing them. He should be back for the last game of the season, apparently.
I don't think more big rush remain though.
Yeah.
I don't think he will, but that's when apparently he's going to be. Well, apparently he's going to be. I'm going to say roughly the 21st April when he should be back on training, to be fair.
Yeah. The last one from Tyler before we head off. Tyler, is there any developments where you need to work on in the summer for your team?
what's that? Sorry, say that again.
Is there any development where you need to work on for your team?
Going into the season, we was all saying about a left-sided centre-back because not necessarily because Naismith left because he weren't all that defensively. It was just he was the guy who was playing there. He was the guy who's consistent in that position. But it's the thing is, every time I get asked this question, it all depends what happens with us. You know, if we do manage to go up or not. Because obviously, if we do, that's where we need to start. You know, not moving like Nottingham Forest, but that's where we need to start getting the experience. You know, getting in the bigger names in that sense. You know, even if they're a little bit older, as long as they've got that experience. You know, signing similar to like when we got Snodgrass, for example. You know, signings like that.
Like, I know he's not like a left back, but he's been filling in as a left back. It's like obviously. Oh, Dan Burn from Newcastle. If you do get to the Premier League, he'd be a good player for you to get.
Oh, I'll be very happy if we got someone like that.
Because I know he's like 30-year-old. Like he's come to his end, but like he'd be good enough for like a champion, like a top championship team and a lower Premier League team.
Yeah. Yeah, no, 100%. I'll be very happy if we manage to get someone like that. Another thing it comes down to for us is, you know, because obviously we don't have the, you know, biggest budget is how much the players are, you know, willing to accept to have on their contracts as well a week, you know, stuff like that as well.
Because we could, for example, Newcastle could loan him to you for a while and we split the wage for a bit until like because say he plays. Let's say we do a contract. Let's say he plays, let's say 20 games, then you have to pay the full whack, something like that. Like for like pay like the 30 odd or the whole season if he plays that much. Then maybe next season you might have to pay the full whack for the wage, but that could be a way around it for you.
Yeah, potentially. Obviously, you got to look at it as well. If we did manage to go up, obviously you get quite a lot of money for, you know, going up as well. So that could benefit us as well. So yeah, it's all interesting, really.
Yeah, because obviously, so for being he is a defender, he's technically a centre back, but he's been playing left back for us. Pretty much. everybody loves them up here. Everybody loves them for Newcastle.
Yeah, no, fair enough. But yeah, like, the main thing for me, it all depends what happens with us. You know, what we manage to do.
Well, I think it's a football club, Tiger. You've been playing quite well this throughout the years, because obviously back in 2016-17 season you were in League 2, weren't you?
Yeah, no, exactly. And it's just, the thing is, another reason why I thought we'd finish fourth this season, I said it at the start of the season, is one, because we finish higher and higher each season since we've been back in the Championship. Obviously, last season, what was it, 6th? And I just thought, the squad depth we've improved on, especially up front, Carlton Morris, most expensive signing for us. What a signing he's been. Not so reliant on Adebayo now as well. Even though he hasn't pulled the strings at the moment, Woodrow, that's another option, that we've got. It was just, for me, it was just that left-sided thing. The midfield, I thought we would, I didn't think we'd necessarily get Nakamba, but I thought we would, be able to get players looking at us like that because of getting players like Snodgrass last season, that sort of thing. And because they're trying to see what we're trying to achieve and they're looking at it, that gives them, the motivation, you could say, to have a look at it and come to Luton, basically. So, yeah, definitely. Absolutely. It's just, this rise has been crazy. I think of it, even players like Pelly Roddick, he's been at Luton since the conference. I think it's been 9 years now. And obviously, if we did go up, he'd be the first player, I think, ever to just do it with one club. Stuff like that as well. It'd just be absolutely phenomenal. Unfortunate for him at the moment because he did get an injury against Sheffield United, which it come out that it's weeks instead of months, which is obviously very good to hear. But obviously, it's got him because he's been so good under Rob Edwards. A lot of people before that, were saying not get rid of him because how long he's been at the club, but just don't play him as much as you do. And he's just turned it around. He's been absolutely phenomenal. He's a player as well. If you were to get rid of, you'd miss him in that dressing room because he's that guy who's got that banter. He's just what a guy, man.
Sorry for being in, Bradley. Could he not be like, if he can't cut anymore, could he not become like a coach, like still be with the team in the changing rooms? Do you still have that connection with the club?
Yeah, potentially in a quite a while because he is, he's old, but he's not like 33 or anything like that. So, definitely in the future, I think he can have a role with the club. But then again, it's I wonder what as, because he is one of them, them characters. So sometimes he has been given the armband a few times, to be fair, and he has actually done really well. But sometimes just got that banter. He just he's funny in that sense. Sometimes he's not there taking it. Well, he is taking it seriously, but do you know what I mean? He's got that element of
like a bit of a childish.
Yeah.
But I would love to see Luton Town in the Premier League because obviously like the away fans have to go swimming through somebody's back garden.
Oh no, it'd just be
And obviously it'd be weird because your stadium be back on FIFA again.
Yeah, that I'd be very interested to see how that looks on FIFA. That would be.
But actually, it won't be FIFA anymore.
Oh yeah, it'll be
EA Sports.
EA something. Yeah, exactly. It's
EA Sports FC.
Right then, guys, we're going to wrap it up there. Thank you for coming on tonight, Tyler. You've been amazing once again.
No worries. Thank you for bringing me on. Done me a little bit dirty with a picture up there. It's all good. I mean, thank you for bringing me on.
No worries. Good luck for the rest of the season, pal.
And you guys.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you as well from Paul Wilson this evening for contributing this, like always.
It's alright. I'll see you later.
Jack Lincoln as well. Thank you very much indeed. Do appreciate it. And Lewis York, thank you for coming on.
And Casey, who just left because for a tea.
For a tea, right. Anyway, we'll see you all at 9:30, obviously, except from Tea Boys, because obviously, yeah. So take care, everyone. God goes with you, and we'll see you on the next live, which will be next Tuesday.
On Friday.
Or it could be Friday night, yes. We'll see you on Friday night. We'll possibly get one before that as well. So take care. Goodbye for now. God goes with you.